Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. Also, thank you for your continued support here on this video as well. I told you guys that there was a target on the daily in this video, and I doubt that they would make it, and they should continue up, and they did just that, and we're there. Now that we're there, the next 3 days is going to be important, and I'm going to show you what it is that I think could end up happening should they not be able to continue straight away for the next 3 days. So hopefully it doesn't do this, but I can see it being possible. I'll just say it that way if they do not go ahead and push on. All right. So nice little move to the upside today, but let's see what happens moving forward. We're going to take a look at gold and possibly crude oil. I'm going to try to put something else in this video for those that trade other markets. All right. Because we've always looked at the NQ. Occasionally on the weekend when I get bored, I'll pull out that Bitcoin for you. I am not a crypto trader, but I pull it out and just give you guys what it is that I think about that as well. All right, so I got a lot of information here. If you're new, universal threshold, this is how far the live candle will pull back. The universal price action trend, you just need to be able to count to 10. And that price action method, I use the majority principle, which states that the minority is compelled to follow. There's three different ways that'll show up on the chart, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. That universal chart scale, I teach you how to read your hard right edge, so you do not have to look left, and you can know where the market is going to turn. That's important. All right. So unless you plan on blinking for a really long time, I can assure you you're going to witness that the market will turn right in front of you, so you don't have to look left. All right. So let's move this out the way. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at that 1 minute, but let's do this. Let's pull in the hourly and kind of bring you up to speed. Hold on. First, let me do this before we do that. Clearly, we have a trend off the top. All right, so we have a trend off top. I'm going to tell you where I think that they should be going to, because the market is always telling you that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 7. All right, so then you do this really quickly, and we're going to try to look at a couple other markets too, so you can just know to do the same. Just know to do the same. It's always doing the same thing over and over and over again. All right, so it's saying that it will go here. All right, that's what it's saying. If it's not going to come back up and break that uptrend, well, the downtrend there, it's going this far. All right, so let me open up the candles a bit too. I want you to be able to really see this. All right, so let's do this. We're going to get into all of that information. I'll do it to the upside because I believe they put a trend here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 7. It can't be both. All right, so it can't be both. All right, so let's just kind of look at it that way. So that's 7, because it's the market is like you and I. Whenever you have a thought, you have the end in mind. That's all. You have the end in mind. And so you know exactly what you want to do and how far you're willing to go in order to accomplish that goal. And so you got to treat the market the same way. All right. So then it's the same thing. Back to the downside. Let's go from here. All right. So we got it from above. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That may put us a little bit lower than that other projection there. So let's do that as well. Then we'll take a look at that hourly and we'll come back. All right. So let's do this. Kind of put this down here and see if it lands roughly in the same place. All right, so let's just kind of put that there. Let me lock these because I don't want them to disappear on me. And it cannot be both. All right, so if it's going somewhere, it's going to get there. All right, so they got almost halfway. Now, if you were to go, let's do it this way. Okay, so they set our trend, right? Okay, so they set our trend. And sometimes this happens. All right, so just be cautious about this. They made it. All right. So from in here, when they pulled it back, they actually made it, but they didn't make it here. All right. So just sometimes just try to keep that in mind. All right. So yeah, that's a little further out. All right. So that's saying that they can get that far. We're going to see, and I'm going to bring that hourly back. Now, if you're trading just the pattern itself, that's suggesting. Now, I don't like that they're so far up into the pattern. I don't like that because I like the red bar. I like the red bar for the stop. Wherever you're seeing the red and green bar, that's the stop. We're gonna get into all of that. But let's leave that blue. So that way we know that's our target. All right. So but I like the red bars for the stop and the green bars for the stop. Now this is the threshold. This is how far typically the bar can pull back before continuing on. All right. So and you can do it with every bar you can. You have a threshold on this bar, but I like to go here for the target. All right, that's all. It's important that you do that. That's all. So They didn't want to make it to the upside here. Maybe this is going to be the same thing. I don't know. We're going to find out though. All right. And currently they're at the lower half of the chart. Remember, you do not have to look left. All of this is in front of the candle. So if the market is going to turn, it's going to happen in front of you. That's important. And so if it's going to go down, then let's see what that looks like. The mid is falling beneath the low of the candle. All right. The mid is falling beneath the low of the candle. So that bar, this bar here should turn red, and if it's going to turn red, you just kind of repeat the same thing, just kind of go like that, and that should be that. All right, so that makes sense. All right, so the indication is coming on here saying that the criteria is there for that this bar to turn red. All right, that's all. And this is the information here, and we'll go over it more intently here. But that's the threshold. This is your wick zone. All right, this is your wick zone. This is the two black lines on the candle. That's the wick zone. You want the live candle to kind of come down into it and then take off, or push up into it and then push back down. All right, it's really simple. The next thing that you're going to look for, we got to get to our hourly. The next thing that you're going to look for is your larger wick, smaller body, bigger body. You just need that body to fit in there twice. It's really simple. Now, once you get the mid, which is why the pressure had came on, once you get the mid to exceed the prior bar's high, or low for that matter, that's telling you how far the market will go. All right, so it just depends on how close you want to get the price. All right, it's really simple. All right, so here, now if we do it from the hourly, let's do it from the hourly. All right, since we're here, we just went over all of that. Let's do it from the hourly. Clearly, the mid of this green bar is above that bar's high. All right, that's what's happening with that. All right, and that's saying if we were to go with that, that's saying that they can get up here. All right, and that's saying that they can get up here to 23.6, let's say 23.6, somewhere in there. That's what it's saying. But it need not come back past this bar. Now, I'm going to just kind of eyeball this situation here because this would be our green bar. Let's say the threshold would be something to this effect. All right. So we will look for it to come here and then go back up. I don't know because there's some other information that I'm gauging. And that's why I'm telling you, see if price can go higher in the next 3 days. In the next 3 days. All right. So this is an hourly. This is an hourly. All right. Now, I told you guys, let's go back to the analysis I did on the 7th. All right. So on the 7th, which is, let me go get that video for you. All right. So we're going to do this really quickly, kind of take a look around this video here. All right. I did this on the 7th. Okay. I did this video on the 7th. It's here. I gave you the information to the upside. All right. I gave you the information to the upside, and I told you that the daily had left this target back here. All right, on the daily 22 3 88 50. That's in the header. All right, on the other video, they had made a trend down. Price was here. There was a 2 here. There's an indication that was in our updates. If you want the indicator suite, you're more than welcome to it. It's yours. Well, they popped up. They had gap, came back up on that afternoon on Sunday and popped that target on that 2. And then, of course, they had one back here and they came and got that. Well, they have one on the daily. And I told you guys, I doubt that they'll make this one, that they should continue up to this price. So up here. All right. Now, what does that look like? Let me show you what that looks like. We were here and I told you that they would end up here. That's what that looks like. Now, all of that back and forth they were doing, they made it. All right. And that's important. Now, there's a 2 back here. All right. So there's a 2 back here. I want to tell you that. So you can, in some degree, if they're going to move down, I think if they come here, now this is just me just telling you what I think here, they may come get this. They may come get it. Now, I don't believe that they should do that, but the next 3 days is important. All right. So the next 3 days is important. We kind of want to see if they can get higher, just see if they can get higher. They can very much come here, hit this, and then go back up. They can if they want to, but there's a 2 here. Okay, it's just like what I did on the daily. I'm just trying to give you something just a tad bit closer to kind of get you in mind of if they actually really want to get here. All right, that's all. And so if they really want to get there, this is what it would look like. All right, so they got a 2 here. There's some price action information back here. That's all. That's where I'm getting these 2s. All right, some price action information. All right, so on the 7th, I told you that price would get at least here, and that's at that 3 minute mark and 30 seconds. All right, 3 minute and 30 second mark in that last video. So if you want to go back and kind of fact check me, you can do just that. All right, so now I'm telling you in 3 days, in 3 days, we want to see if we can get higher. That's all. And today, particularly if you catch this video, if they plan to make this, if they plan to make this, which I don't know, I don't know. If they plan to make this, they should come in here, maybe drift back up to the upside, maybe. If they plan to make that, okay. Now let's do our trend here. Let's do our trend here. Let's do our trend here. It kind of started from over here, but then they made a trend down. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 7 down. So we got to go from here. So let's go back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. All right. So let's go 7 here and let's see what that looks like. All right. Let's kind of just put it all together. The moment you pull up the chart, you don't need anything on it, to be quite honest with you. I do provide indications if you just want a professional's opinion on your chart. I do have that for you if you want it. $100. All right. If you cannot do $100, you definitely need to stay on the channel. I would say that. All right. So stay on the channel until you can be able to afford $100 indicator if you want it. If you want it. All right. Please stay on the channel. All the stuff is free and it would absolutely help your trading. I promise you it will. It's really simple. It's not complicated. And I'm trying to teach you how to read so you don't have to use indicators unless you just want to. All right. That's really important too. All right. So I want to say that to you. All right. So the center of the trend. All right. Center of the trend is the cost of the thought. All right. So whenever you go to do something, you got your primary, secondary values. You tend to go with the primary thing, the thing that you really want, but sometimes you'll settle for the second thing. Sometimes. All right. So let me just kind of put this here. That's the center of the trend. All right. So again, if they're going to go up, they should turn around. Let's see what that looks like. And that puts them roughly in the same place, right? Roughly in the same place. So maybe they won't break this and they'll just kind of hang out for just a bit and then turn around, go back up. I hope that that's the case, and I believe it is. At least I hope so. Now, the problem that I'm having is the next 3 days. So even if they can go back up and hit here, it's the next 3 days that I'm pointing to. So I'm wanting to tell you what is Monday, Tuesday, let's say Tuesday, Wednesday. So by Thursday, we're going to want to know what that looks like. All right. So, and I'll come back. I'll come back in about a week or so, or maybe Thursday. I don't know. It just depends on what they do. I'll come back. All right. So this is the free information I want to give you as well. So you have your ranges here if you like range trading. Now, if you're an indicator purchaser, if you purchase the indicator suite from me, I just added this no touch, no close, which is the bar coloring that you saw on the chart, the 1 minute chart. I added another way of going about it. That's all, just another way. All right, so it's the same setup, but it's called move away. All right, and you'll see that all in the chart. You'll see your green bars, you'll see your green bars, you'll see your red bars. They're kind of just they're pointing out the most significant way of going about it. That's all. Hey, this is really important. When this shows up, go with this. All right. So you had red down here, but then they came back with that green and boom, they took off. You and I both know there's a lot of no touch, no close setups in this to the upside, but it caught it down here. All right. And that's really important. All right. And then you can see them trying to hit the gas on the sell side here. Didn't quite get it off that high, but they're coming in on this move down. All right. So they're here and they're trying to pick it right back up right here. Let me scroll through this so you can kind of see what that looks like. That blue thing is our block indicator. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's in your maps. It's in your maps for those who actually have the indicator suite. Now here, with the ranges particularly, I want you to just take those time windows, keep them above the mid of the range or below the mid of the range. And you can use your chart scale. Again, the same principle applies. The center of the chart, the upper part of the chart, and then the lower part of the chart. Same principle applies. All right, it's just really simple. But if you like ranges, these are some fantastic times to trade with. Again, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I want to help you get there. So if you need a little bit of help as a trader, here's some help for you. All right, it's really simple, nothing complicated. So I'm gonna scroll through this just a bit so you can kind of see what it looks like. You want to again keep them above the center of the range or below the center of the range. All right, so they're coming back with the green. Let's see if they can come back up and get back to the upside. All right, so now you got that information there. Well, they made our first one. All right, so they made the first one. Well, actually, the second one because this one was here first. They only got roughly about halfway with that information there. So they made this one. They pulled into the zone. All right, they pulled into the zone. We were up here. They pulled into the zone and they turned it around. They turned it around and they came back this way. All right, so now let's count our bars, and then we're going to try to flip to something else really quickly here so we can get a look at something else. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. They need one more to make 7. I'm gonna give you an estimation as to what that would look like. Now, this is me. They're below the center of the chart. I just want to tell you that they're below the center of the chart. They can very much not get past this bar right here and turn around and just fall. Just giving an estimation. Let's see what that looks like. Let's just see. Okay, so they can pull right in this threshold if they want to, turn around, not give you that trend, and turn around and start falling again. All right, because they're still below the center of the chart. All right, they're still below it. But I'm gonna give you an estimation. So bar 7 closing somewhere in this area. If they were to do that, that'll put them back up here. All right. So I'm gonna just tell you there's a good chance they're probably pull right back in here and maybe lean back over if they want to go down. All right. So now let's go and I don't have no other instruments in here other than that Bitcoin. So let's try to go grab us something. Let's go GC. GC here. All right. So let's go gold. We'll go take a look at gold really quickly and we'll come back. All right. So let me hit enter here. And it works on any market, any time frame. It doesn't matter the time frame that you choose. All right, so the text is a little further away because of how the market counts here versus the NQ, but the principle still applies. All right, we're looking for the same thing, same thing. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3. That's 4, 5, 6. That's 6. All right, so let's kind of estimate here. Show you a couple other markets here before I go. They're still below the center of the chart. Let's see. Let's see if they're going to turn around. Let's just kind of do the same thing. We just may see them, kind of come up above here, turn around, and then fall. If that's the goal, if that's or they may just turn here. I do believe they'll go up a little bit more. I do. I do. I believe they'll go up a little bit more, just a little bit. All right. So I'll give you two scenarios. Let me give you two scenarios. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna kind of scroll to another chart. All right. So let's I just went with this one, but I like the color ones. The color ones, I really prefer them. That's the stop bar. All right, so they're still beneath the center of the chart. Let's double back on this. Let's double back on this. Let's go and look at the, let's see what crude oil is doing. Let's see, we're going to do this really quickly here. I like the NQ. That's the one I like. All right, so let's see what crude oil got going on here. Crude oil is up, but it's trying to lean over. Let's see if it plans to do anything. Let's see. Let's see. It's not like, I don't know. It's not moving around. It's kind of steady. Okay. I was wondering why why aren't you moving? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 5. All right. So if we were to say, let's say if we were to say they supposed to go roughly about this far. All right. So that's roughly about that far. I'm being a little too generous here. Roughly here. Okay, that's saying that they can get there. Now, let's see if we can find everything that we need because they're still above this the center of the chart here. I don't believe that they should get way back here. I don't, but that's the target. All right, so they can get here. These are the green bars. Now, in my opinion, now this is what I think. They have no business, in my opinion, getting past here. All right, so even if they were to, if they're going to go back up, that's the whole point. If they're going to go back up now, if they get down here, that's going to be a trend down. Kind of got to reassess what's happening with that. They may go past here, dig into this threshold here. Okay, they may do that and then come back up. All right, because this is a up. This is an uptrend here. So let's go back to our NQ. Now we're going to go kind of walk backwards and then we'll come back. Well, they stopped here, but they didn't, they didn't want to turn around. They stopped cold at the threshold, but then got above it and they don't want to turn around. And so they're moving up. All right, so that's fine. This is not a colored bar, so I can kind of see that. I absolutely can. Can they get back up here? All right, can they get back up here? If they tried to overshoot the chart, which they could if they wanted to, they absolutely can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. So 7 would be here. That'll put them here. The overshoot, that would be the colored bars here. So I would say if you overshoot the center of the chart, they can still maybe slow down here, kind of lean back. I think that they can still go up. I told you guys, it's the next 3 days that's important. That's important. It's the next 3 days. So I still think that there's a chance that they could get back up. Let's go get our range chart. Yeah, see, they got the green bar coming in there on that bottom. That's our move away bar color. They got that coming in. So it's doing a fantastic job getting it up. It's still above the center of the chart here, kind of just fell below the upper portion of the chart. So they can kind of still swing up should they want to do just that. All right. So they can do just that if they would like. Let's go with we got to go back and check on our goal. All right, so let's go back and check on goal and see how gold is doing. All right, so yeah, gold is still, yeah, it's still making it possible. So one, two, that's three, four, five, six. Now we got our seven. All right, so now we got our seven. That's saying that they can get up here. Yeah, so they blew. I did tell you, I think that they would get above this, that this is more ideal for them to slow down, but they don't want to do that, which is fine. Again, we're not looking for them to turn around if they're wanting to go up. We'll just kind of leave that there, but that's saying that they can get that far. Let's go to, if they're going to go up, then let's flip the scenario. If they're going to go up, let's try to keep them above here. So above here. Okay, so above here, let's see, can we get up there? All right, and we'll come back in just a moment. Let's see if that's possible. Let's go to crude and see what that's doing because it was moving really, really slow. Okay, so yeah, so it made that target here, made it to the target. It fell right through the green bars, which is, you really want to take this when it's happening because otherwise you got to follow what's on their mind. And so when they give you the red bar, it's clearly that scenario like they're doing now. You want to kind of stay with what it is that they're suggesting. Okay. And that's putting them here, back here. All right. That's putting them back here. And then from there, they would have another trend back down, which would be this one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Because sometimes your chart can give you two trends at the same time because the market is fluid. And so it can operate within the two. It absolutely can. Okay. And so you got to know what to do and when to do it. All right. So here we go. Now that's a trend down. And that's saying that they'll get back down here. I put that zone there for a reason. All right. Now, if they have any intent on actually going back up, it would need to start shaping up. Like right here will be fine. Right here will be just fine if the plan is to get back up there. If not, they're going to hold this downtrend and then they'll come down, clip this, and then from there possibly fall right through there as well. All right, so let's go back to NQ. Let's see what we're doing here. All right, so yeah, they're responding to the I told you they can respond to that red bar. They can if they want to. But again, we want to try to keep them up. We want to try to keep them up. And should that be the case, let's say that they're actually going to move up and go get that trend distance. Kind of the same thing. Eh, let's see if they can do something with this, kind of bring it back up. But look at what they're doing here. They're giving us that setup, which saying that they could possibly get down there. All right, and that's likely. They don't have to get here. Remember, they tried that over here. They tried to get up and then they went down. All right, so they don't have to go here. They don't have to. They're at the center of the chart and they're rotating. All right, the pressure is coming on, and so that's suggesting another move down. That green bar is red. Okay, the opacity of that bar is red. If they're going to move down again, uh, it would look like this. So they will end up back down here, which will inevitably lead them back through this bottom. Remember, we're worrying about the next 3 days, honestly. So if they did turn around, that would be something that they could do. It could happen. They're responding here. They definitely got past this. All right, they got past this. So maybe they're doing the same thing on here. Maybe they're doing the same thing. And if that be the case, I'm kind of rotating between the markets just to show you that it will work on anything. All right, anything, any market, any time frame. It does not matter. It absolutely work. And so that's saying that they will get here. There's your red bar. That's saying that they will get there. I'm gonna go out and then come back in, and then I will absolutely let you guys go. Don't want to hold you long here. Crude is just really taking its time. It's taking its time, man. It's really, really taking its time. So yeah, right there. Get this here. Yeah, that's kind of saying that. All right, so now let's come back. We just want to see if they can get here. They already made this one, all right? So they made this one here. They made that distance. Do they want to make the distance? I don't know why it's doing that. So when I flip my drawing, it made this as well. And my drawings are moving on me. All right, so let's go to go. Let's go to go. All right, so yeah, my drawings are just moving on me. They're trying to respond here. They're trying to respond. They're doing their best. They're doing their best. So when you view this video, go back because I can't hold the video forever. Go back and take a look. Take a look at what the market actually did. All right, so it made it here and it made it here. That's what you would want. You want it to make its target. However, they do have this trend up here. So if just if they're going to go back up, they hit the threshold. They're coming back above it. All right, they're closing back above it, which is ideal. You know, I hate that they went past our excuse me our stop bar. I hate that, but they're coming back above it. So just maybe here's your big wick. You got a smaller body. Can this body increase in size in the next 4 seconds? I doubt it. Well, let's see. Let's see it stay in queue. You know, it'll wait to the last second, then change. This body splitting hairs, but yeah, it can fit in there twice. So you got two of the components here. Two, you got two of them. You just don't have the mid exceeding the high. That's the only thing that's missing. That sucks. But if they're going to go up, it would look like this, which will put them through the high. If not, yeah, we're going to turn around and kind of wipe that out. The thing that I really want to express to you is that can you get all three? Okay. Can you get all three? It's really important if you can achieve having all three. Okay. Can you get all three? Can you get the bigger wick, smaller wick, body fit in there twice, mid below the low? Can you achieve that? Can you get that to happen? That's really important because it will create a different kind of experience for you when it comes to the market moving in your desired direction. Same thing. Can you get all three? Okay. Can you get all three? It's really important that you can get all three. Most of the time, it will absolutely get to where it is that you want to go if you can get all three. This one sucked. This one sucked. New low. All right. Just try to keep that in mind. Give you a little more information there. New low. Kind of be cautious about that. Just be cautious about that. Just want to tell you that. So that's my time with you. Again, I want to caution you for the next 3 days. All right, 3 days. I want to say this before I go. The next 3 days is important. Let's get our hourly back here. All right, I want you to go to your market of choice. It doesn't matter what market you're trading. The next 3 days are important. Again, I do believe that there's a chance that they could get here. However, so we're talking Thursday, Monday. So let's go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday afternoon going into Friday. We're going to want to see what happens with, let's say, 23,400, 23,400, somewhere here, 23,4, 23,4. So 23,4, I can easily see them getting up here to 20. You know, I can see them getting this target actually. I can see them getting this. Let's see what it looks like by Thursday afternoon. All right, so Thursday afternoon going into the weekend again, if they can get all that done, that'll be fantastic. And then on next week, possibly I'll double back and we can talk about what took place, whether or not it was able to make it. Let's look at our goal and our crude oil just one more time. Goal is it's moving itself down. It's doing that. Let's see what our crude oil is doing. Let's see. It's beneath the center of the chart. This one is still above the center of the chart, so it can curl itself back around and kind of go back up. And then, of course, that NQ, yeah, you know, they got a trend in place. They came down into that threshold. Here's your big wick. This body can fit in there twice. They're on their way to that target. All right. So you just try to blend all of the things that I'm sharing with you together, and hopefully by let's say Friday, they'll be up a bit higher. If they decide to not want to do that, I want to go ahead and tell you there's a two down here. And should they want to turn that around, that's what it will look like. If they get here, they're going through here. All right, they go through that. Should I not come back right away? They go through here. Yeah, go ahead and expect that target there. All right, so I wish you all the best with your trading. Do your best to like the video and share it with others who need help. Take care.